Hello everybody and welcome to another top 5 board gaming video. It's the top of the month and so you know what that means. It's time to talk about upcoming and recently released board games that I will probably never get to play but sound super exciting. And best of all, there's no FOMO! That means that I'm not going to be talking about any Kickstarters today, but that said, from last month I did end up getting 3 out of the 5. So see if you can guess which ones. But that said, as always, I want to know what you guys have to say. We're getting deep into the summer. We're coming close to all of the conventions. And so we're going to start seeing a lot of new games coming out and all of this sort of thing. So I'm really excited about it. I want to hear what you guys have to say. Put it in the comments. But we're going to jump right into my number 5. At number 5, I've got Risk 40K. Now this is a really weird one for me personally because I do not like 40K. It's not my shtick. It's very complicated. There's a whole lot of stuff going on with it. And granted, I know that it's an amazing storyline. There's incredible characters. There's a bunch of games about it and all this sort of thing. The reason it's on this particular list is because of what they did with Star Wars and Risk. And they vastly changed the gameplay style from the original Risk. I'm not sure if they're doing that with the 40K one, but I am very, very curious, and so it's definitely on my radar. Risk 40K, my number 5. At number 2, I've got Professor Evil and the Citadel of Time. It sounds very ominous, but essentially the idea is that you're trying to sneak into this vault to steal a bunch of precious artifacts from famous inventors like Leonardo da Vinci and all of these types of folks, using buttons and switches and knobs and dials before the vault closes permanently. It seems like a really fascinating type of game and just a general fun theme and premise, so it sounds like it's right up my alley because it's about sciences and all of this kind of stuff. Not to mention, it seems like you get to use a lot of logic and all of that sort of thing, which I really enjoy, but at the same time, I'm always weary about this type of stuff because I haven't seen too much about it. But regardless, the Professor Evil and Citadels of Time, my number 4. At number 3, I've got Spartacus, Blood and Treachery. Now, the main reason that this is on the list is because it comes to us courtesy of Gale Force 9, which has given us the new iteration of Dune, as well as a whole bunch of other great games, including a lot of stuff related to Cosmic Encounter. The designers within Gale Force 9 have worked on Cosmic Encounter for decades and all this kind of stuff, and it's my favorite game of all time, so I'm super excited whenever they start to release new games. That said, Spartacus in particular, while it is an interesting concept, it's a great theme because you have the gladiatorial combat and all of that kind of stuff. I am not a huge straight up combat skirmish fan, but at the same time, I do love the story of Spartacus and the movie and the TV shows and all of that kind of stuff. So I'm curious to see where it goes. I think it'll be interesting. I think it'll be good. And on top of that, I believe that this is a new print run, so it already had some success, and so we're going to see some more of it. But with all of that, it's in the middle at number 3, Spartacus, Blood and Treachery. At number 2, I've got Colorful. This seems like a really fun little whimsical game where the entire point is that you're looking at a bunch of different colors and you have a judge to combine everything, and you're trying to make colors stack on top of one another to make new colors and all of this sort of thing. It seems very Pantone-ish. It seems like a really interesting teaching tool potentially to use, especially for younger children. Even if you take away the game mechanics, you can still show the cards with the colors and all of this kind of thing. And so I love that fact that it has potential educational value to it, in addition to being the fact that it is a game as well. That said, it is more of a party game, or it seems like it's more of a party game, but it does seem like the type of party game that I could get into because of the nature of it's more mechanical, I guess you could say, because it's colors. It's purples and blues and pink and yellow and orange and red and, you know, the Roy G. Biv and all of this good stuff. So I'm really curious to see where it goes. I need to read some more about it, but from what I have seen and read, I'm pretty excited about it. Colorful, my number 2. At number 1, I've got Biblios, Quill and Parchment. This is a unique game in that Biblios is one of my favorite games of all time. It's a great short game that combines multiple mechanics in a very smooth way. It's a great way to introduce new players into the hobby board gaming thing, and it's just a fun game to play that has a surprising depth of strategy. Quill and Parchment adds in the idea of having roll and write mechanics, which is something that's been coming up in the last couple of years, and it works perfectly because the whole point is you are a monostatic order trying to maintain and keep books alive. And so writing them down, keeping track of them, all of that kind of stuff, it makes perfect sense. And the problem is that I don't know too much about it, and it's only at the top of the list because of how much I love Biblios. So it could plunge fairly quickly, but I'm still really excited about it. I'm very curious to see more information as it comes through. But for the time being, Biblios, Quill and Parchment, my number 1. Well, everybody, that's going to be it for June's version of my top 5 favorite upcoming and newly released games. Again, no particular FOMO in this case, no Kickstarters that I'm really interested in, but as always, I want to hear what you guys have to say. What are some of the upcoming games that you can pre-order or have been recently released? Let me know anything and everything in the comments below, because you know I love to hear it all. Do you care about any of the games I mentioned? Are there particular ones you're looking forward to? Let me know it all. I know there's a ton of war games coming out, but I'm not a war gamer, so I'm sorry about that. But that said, as always, if you haven't done so already, please take a look at my various social media pages where you can interact with myself and my channel in a bunch of really fun ways. We are very, very effectively beating back COVID. I'm super excited about it. So hopefully you guys are all still staying safe. Please keep wearing your masks. I know what the CDC said for those of you in the US, but please keep doing it. Please stay safe. Keep your family safe. Be well. Try and be happy. Keep a level head. And thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you next time.